So hi guys, welcome to the YouTube tutorial for today. Today will be a very special one in the sense that I'll be using a call agent, basically Vapi, to book appointment. But what makes it different is that we'll be using two trigger for this. One will be a webhook, while the second will be for WhatsApp. So we'll be using two different triggers, but the same workflow, and that is what makes it different. Let me explain it in details. So today we'll be building a call agent, and at the same time we'll be building a chat agent using the same workflow. The only difference is for the call agent, we'll be making use of Vapi as the assistant, that means the call assistant to book this call. That means you call the number of Vapi, or you can use the Vapi to call, and then you use it to book an appointment. Now at the same time, you can also use WhatsApp to book an appointment using the same workflow. So that is what makes it different. And I've seen I mean tutorials on calls, that means booking appointments, scheduling and scheduling using Vapi. And I know building it can be used using MCP. But this time I wanted to use the same workflow for WhatsApp and at the same time for Vapi. So for Vapi, we make use of webhook. For WhatsApp, we use the WhatsApp n8n trigger. So that is what makes it different. The same workflow, the only thing that's going to be changing is the trigger node and the respond node. So we're using the WhatsApp respond and we're using response to webhook for the Vapi. So before I go into the tutorial, I'll first start with a phone call. So you see how we did. So we'll be taking one example today. We'll be using the Vapi, that means the call agent, to book an appointment, and then use WhatsApp to reschedule that same appointment. So that's what I said makes a difference. So you have like two interface to do this. You can either book using WhatsApp, or you can book using the call agent, which is through the Vapi, and that's what makes it so much different. So you have two let's call it two inputs where you can book, reschedule, or cancel your appointment. You can either do it through WhatsApp or you can do it to the call agent, which we'll be using Vapi. So yes, if you have any question after this whole tutorial, I'm sure I'll be able to explain it in detail so you'll be able to understand everything very well. We're explaining where we're explaining data, which is Airtable, explaining the workflow and from beginning to the end then for both how you build your call agents and also your chat agents on WhatsApp, how to get access to for each and every one of these. By the time you start the video, I'm sure it's something you enjoy and then you get to love because it gives you the free would I say the free permission to do what you want to do because you can say that okay, let me call today on let me call the agent to book, and then you don't have the time to call or you're in a noisy environment. Okay, let me schedule using my WhatsApp to do that, and it will still pick out your same details that you used on the call agent. So if you book, let's say 2 p.m. today, and you want to reschedule it using your WhatsApp, that same details that you chose today, it will still be able to reschedule that same details using a different um, so that means WhatsApp. So you can see that's what makes it different from all that. So yes, let's get started with the call so you can put you through on how to get things going. Thank you.
So, all right, let's start the whole introduction to the workflow. This is how the workflow looks like. I'll be explaining the details, so you don't need to worry about how this is built. I want to first share before we make the call some of the things you will need to know. So this is the Google Calendar where I'll be showing after the call is being made. We should have a booked appointment here, and then the next thing we will need to check is our Airtable, which is where we'll be logging in all the appointment for this, and I'll explain in details of how this is done. So before that, I know that these are the two important things we need to know that we'll be checking after the call is being made. So yeah, let's dive right into the call. So yeah, I'll still explain how this is built, but before that, let's talk to the assistant.
For calling Aura Beauty Hub. This is Riley, your scheduling assistant. How may I help you today?
Hello, I want to book an appointment today.
Lovely. Please, which service would you like to book for today? For example, haircut, manicure, pedicure, massage, hair services, or makeup.
I want to book for a massage.
Our available slots are between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. What time today would you prefer to come in for your massage?
Let's make it 3 p.m. today.
One moment while I check that for you. Please, can I have your full name to continue with the booking for your 3 p.m. massage today?
My name is Daniel.
One moment while I check that for you. Can I have your email address so we can send you a calendar invite for your massage appointment?
My email address is daniel@gmail.com.
One moment while I check that for you. Please share your phone number so I can finalize your massage appointment for 3 p.m. today.
My phone number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One moment while I check that for you. Your massage appointment for today at 3 p.m. has been successfully booked. Daniel, you'll receive a confirmation email shortly with all the details. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, there is nothing. Thank you very much.
Thank you for scheduling with Aura Hub. Your appointment is confirmed, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful day.
So yep, that was it. So let's check our email address to see how. Yep, as you can see, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Let's look at it. Daniel massage, our phone number. Today, that's Tuesday, 3 to 3:30 p.m. That was the time I set for a 30 minutes difference. And then, yep, that is it. So let's check our Airtable to know how that works. Let's wait for it. Okay, yep, and that is it. Daniel, our number. Let me move it a bit so you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Daniel@gmail.com massage. Today's day, which is 15 1 then it's put the time in 24 hours format, which is still 3 p.m. I think maybe I'll need to make an adjustment for that to put it in 12 hours format, but still that is it. And then we have status scheduled, and then the event ID and the reminder set. So yeah, basically that is the how it's going to go. So let me explain the whole workflow in details now, how we're able to build this in details.
Alright, so let me explain the whole workflow so we able to understand how it works. The first thing you have to do is go to vapi.ai to be able to sign up on your account. When you sign up, they give you a $10 credit, and so you can use to test your agent before going, or let's say buying the new credit for yourself. So as you can see, this is it here. I've used mine to 4.28 credits, but once you sign up for the first time, you're given a $10 credit for that. So the first thing you need to do after creating your Vapi account is to create your n8n, because you need to use your webhook for that. So let's go to our so yeah, this is the workflow of our n8n um, booking agent. So the first thing we need to do, the first thing you need to do is to create your webhook account and create a webhook node, and that is by coming here and searching for webhook, and this is it here. So once that is done, you create your webhook, and then you change it to post. Is very important because you're sending your reply from you're not getting, you're sending from Vapi to n8n. So it will be on post Vapi, while saying that it's going to be on post on n8n. You're not getting information from, you're sending from Vapi to, so it will be on post. Then the part what I used was not there, but by the time you first use the webhook to give you a row of numbers and letters, I think, then I just changed my parts to Mokenge, but you can try to leave yours still the same thing. Or if you just want to remove all the whole numbers and you just want to make it very short, then you choose this. And don't forget, when you are using when you are putting your webhook in your Vapi, make sure it's in production. It's very important for that because you don't want to do a back and forth every time. It would not actually make sense at all. So just know that okay, when you are choosing it, choose your production. So you go to your production here and you copy the webhook URL. Very important for that because if you're using test URL, once you do the test run and sends um it sends the information to the webhook, it will stop, and then by the time I reply to it again, it will not work. So it's very important that it has to be in production URL. So the next thing you need to do is create your AI agent, and then let me use an example for this so it will be much more easier for you to understand. Let me go to executions. So I'll just pick one here and I'll copy it to editor so you're able to see how it runs and you can understand it better for that. So let's copy to editor, and then so yeah, the reason why I'm doing it like this because it's in production, so I can't access. So I need to copy to editor for it to work. So we have the user prompt, which is this. I'll be putting everything in a file which I'll send to you. I'll tell you in the description of this video how to get it. I'm probably sure to be in Google Drive. I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to be because that'll make it easier for you to see and download it. I'll put the formats there with everything you need for it. So we use the user prompt is just in the body of messages to call all this, and how we're able to get it because from the webbook, when the webbook is sending the details, it sends two things, which is the one for the bot and it has one for the user. So we need to make sure that it's choosing the one for the user and getting the latest one, not the previous one, but the latest output for it. So that's the reason why we use this expression, which is we have the tool call, which is it here, which is posted on the list here, and then we have the function, then the question mark, then we have the argument, then the user query. So everything is embedded in each other. So we need to make sure that okay, what we need is just the user query, and it is the latest one that's coming in that's being fed into the user message. So that's why we use expression for it. So that is for that. I'm trying to show where it shows the board, but yeah, so that is it for that. But I don't want to waste so much time because I know I also need to explain for WhatsApp. So after that, then we have the response webhook. I'm trying to take it step by step so you'll be able to understand it. And then we have this JSON for the response webhook. Well, to get your response webhook node, we use is just for you to search there. Let me show you, and then respond to okay, this is the second one here. So that is the node here, this is it here, and then that is all. So and then you put in this JSON format. This, like I said, I'll drop everything in the file. So we have the result. This is the result I want to send back to the Vapi, and then we have the tool call ID. What is the purpose of this tool call ID? It's when you created when a Vapi sends the request, it creates a unique ID for that request in the sense that let's say I said I want to book an appointment. That I want to book an appointment has its own tool call ID because it's calling the tool ID. Or in the process of me saying I want to book an appointment, and then before it sends me back a response, I said, and also what services do you offer? That becomes two call ID because it sends one the first and then it sends second. So for Vapi to know which one it's going to reply to or which one it is replying to, that's why we have this two call ID. So this two call ID is more like an identifier for it to know which message it is replying to. That is the purpose of this so-called ID. Even though I send it as results and I use the output, all I do is drag this output here as I we got this result here. This is just in the rectify agent and all that. That's how we got it. But I'm saying that if you remove this to call ID and you make multiple requests, the agent would not know which message is replying. So the only way for you to know which message is replying to is by using this tool called ID. So when you have let me say the anytime the request is being made, I'm trying to look for the tool called ID here. Okay, yeah, we have the ID, a tool called ID, and you can see each one has its own unique ID for that. So let me show you a better view for that. As you can see, this is the tool code, and we have the ID, and then that is how it works. So yeah, that is for that. Then the next thing we want to do is we create our after using your user prompt for that, which I've explained already. Then the next thing is your system message. Now I'll tell you one of the most important things is actually your system message. It's very important in this workflow I'm doing because I'm using the same workflow for WhatsApp and for webhook like I've explained before. So it's very important that your workflow is this the system prompt is very important. Like, and I wrote this based on the country I am, so it might not really suit you. So you need to change it in whatever way possible. So I said identity and role, yeah, customer service husband for oral beauty hub, a premium beauty salon in Lekki, One Lagos. Your goal is to answer questions, manage appointment, and provide a one professional experience using natural Nigerian English core knowledge. So this is it here. And then I made it a FAQ to an FAQ, but so in case you ask any question about the brand, it can answer it here. So we have the address of the brand, we have the time, opening and closing time, service and pricing, the pricing for each brand. So if I'm asking it questions about the brand, like, okay, what is the pricing for this? Okay, what is this? What are some of the policies? It can answer because everything is being edited in the system prompt. So we have the policy, and also put this is the current date and time. And how did I get this now? All I just put was um, double curly, and then you just repeat now, and that is it. So it gives us the current date and time, the format, and everything. This is it. We have date and time, which is now, and everything in ISO format. So yeah, this is everything here. So I also explained the tools. Like I gave it so many tools. We have let me show you again. So these are some of the tools. We have create booking, start your event, delete booking, start record, update record, create a record, thing, which is the so and then those are the tools we give to it. So each time you need to explain to the agent what these tools are for. It's very important. So like I said, using these tools, the tool usage guidelines, calendar tools, that is search all events was very mandatory first step to check availability before booking or rescheduling. I mean, before booking or rescheduling, I can check if it's available. Then we have the create booking, use only after confirming availability. So like I said before, it's very important that when you're writing your prompt, because if your prompt is not well written, you'll have issues. So it's very important that your prompts are an top touch. I'm saying it because sometimes you need to do trial and error. Okay, you prompted for the first time. You need to know, okay, it's not really giving me the answer I want. You need to prompt it again. So it's something that you need to learn when it comes to using of AI agent. Prompting is very important. So I listed all the tools that it has to itself, and this is how you should use them. This is what you should send. So like for example, for the Airtable tool, I say search record. Use to find existing customer details. That means event ID, name, phone number. That means true phone number. So if you want to reschedule, the agent will ask, okay, what's your phone number? So it's through the phone number we're able to get the event ID of that we got from Google Calendar. When it's created, it always have a unique ID, that event ID. So we need to, and that event ID is stored in Airtable. So you need to go and you need to get it there to be able to check out the the person that booked. So basically that was just it on that. Then create record, use the new booking, use after a new booking is confirmed. Always set the status to schedule. That means once you finish and schedule, then to update a record, when you reschedule or cancel, update the status field to reschedule or cancel respectively. So like I said before, explain everything and also explain what you want your flow to look like. Answer concise, so the three sentence. I'll put all this there because I know that this is actually quite a long prompt. So I explain this is what you should do when someone wants to book. This is what you should do when someone wants to reschedule. This is what you should do when someone wants to cancel it. In detail, so it understands everything in detail. So yeah, that is it. And to make it easier for you, you can use an LLM to prompt this stuff from. Let's say you can use Gemini, ChatGPT, or Cloud, so prompt this thing for you. So you just tell it this is what you want, and it can tell you to prompt it for you. If you're having difficulty prompting it yourself, so that would be the best way actually for you to you just explain what you want to do, and that is all. So yeah, that's for the agent, and then the next thing you need to do is assigning all the tools to the AI agent. So the first thing we have is chat model. First of all, you need to let me try to open it first. Like log your credentials. So and what you just naturally just your API key, and how do you get your API key from it? So you go to openai.com. Let me check. Um, so yeah, you go to your openai.com. Then once you sign up or you sign in, don't forget if you're using for more important like big models, you need to make sure that you have money like at least $5 being paid there. So then you go to your API key. This is your API key, and then you create new secret key, and then you just put the name of the thing, your doesn't default product, or if you want to, you can create a new product, and then you create secret key, and that is all. So once you get your API key, you go back to your n8n, and then you input your API key here, and that is it. And I'm very sure to show connection tested successfully. So it will show green, which is that okay, you've collected successfully, and then it choose the model you want, maybe 4 mini, maybe 4.1 latest. So you can see so many models here, or the best one I was able to get so far, apart from 5 was 4.1. So, and I know, yep, that's one of the best one I got, and it has been giving me a good price, and then yes, truthfully, it did not disappoint. So that is for the AI model. And the next thing we want to do is chat memory. You can use the manual one there if you don't want to use that is the one that comes with or I used Postgres for that one because it's much more better, and I know that if you're using older WhatsApp on it slows down your sorry, if you're using n8n integrated memory, it slows down after a while. Once the memory become big, it tends to slow down a bit. So the best way for you to do it is to use another source, but I chose to use Postgres because it actually has one of the best. Yeah, and even on the it has up close to I think 500 MB worth of space. So that is that. So how do you create your Postgres account? So how do you create your credentials on Postgres? So let me show you. First of all, what you need to know is that you need to get your host, your Postgres, your user, your password, and then that is all actually. Everything actually missing. The most important thing is it's your host. Database, the process always remain the same. The user, you need to input your user, then your password, and then that is all. Because I know your port is always 543, so you don't need to change that. Yeah, so the next thing we will need to do is create your Superbase account. So let me show you how it's been done. So you go to superbase.com, you sign up, and then once you're done signing up, it will tell you that you should create a project. So once you create a project and all that, the password you are using to create that project, make sure I don't forget it. I would have said I should go through the whole step, but it's not really complicated, honestly. It is not just signing on Superbase. That's why you don't sign up. And then the next thing say create a project. Once you create that project, when you're signing up on when you want to, they'll tell you to input your password for that and all that. The password that you use, make sure that you don't forget it because you need it in your n8n. When to put in your credential in n8n, it's very important that you don't forget that. And then so yeah, the next thing you need to do is let me go to my table so I can show you. So these are my tables. Though I've connected all that things, but let's talk about n8n chat history because that is the only one we're focusing on at the moment. So while it's loading, so the next thing you need, okay, these are all the chat history that I've had because I know I've been using it for a while now, so it's quite a long list. So yeah, as you can see, we have one particular request for one person. So anyway, this is where it stores the whole chat history. So anytime it wants to check back again, it goes here check what was the last conversation I had with this person, and then it brings stop. And the funny thing is that the same way is linked here for Vapi, like when we make it for the Vapi, the same way is linked for the WhatsApp. So both of them are together the same database. So you can have a conversation on Vapi, then you want to do that thing on the WhatsApp, or it will still link the last conversation, which is the most important thing here. So the next thing I want to do is connect it. So you go to connect after you created your project. You go to connect, and then you change it from URL to PSQL. Very important. Make sure that you do that. Very important. And then you change your method from direct to session puller. Those two things. If you don't change session puller, it cannot connect on anything. So after that, you click on view parameters, and then as you can see, you have your host here, which is what you just copy and then paste in your n8n for Postgres. You can see the host here. You copy and paste it here. Then we have the port, which is 543. Like I said, that one doesn't change. Database Postgres, that one doesn't change. Then your user, you copy your user, and is this user then paste it in copy and paste your user. Yeah. And then the password is what I was saying, that you make sure that you don't forget the password that is equal to the project. Then you input the password here, and that is it. So once you connect your credential and then you go back, you find out that you already have a table that is called n8n chat history automatically. So yeah, that is how that works for how to create account on Postgres. And then the key, that is the unique ID, is I used webhook.item body.master.call ID. So the call ID I used was let me show you this this one here. This was the call ID I used, and I just drag and drop it here. So it knows that okay, it's just one person that has that same ID, which is the user. That means S call ID. And if I'm calling from the same ID, the ID remains the same. But if a different person is calling, the ID changes. So that's very important that you know that. So I use this X call ID for that, and then that was how I got that. So context window dynamics. How much of the conversation can you remember? So I choose 5. You can make it 10, you can make it 15. Like the last 15 conversations can remember, but I choose 5 just for this tutorial. And then the next thing is create booking. All these ones are not the issue at all. So to create booking, I just need to send it to your Gmail and the Google Calendar, and that is it. So all you have to do is honestly just sign in. As you can see, all I did was sign into Google, and that was it. And I chose the email address. That means events create, operation is create, I want to create. Then the email address is, you have to that pop up the email address I used to register, that means to sign in, and only this Nigeria. Or you don't need that other should have, but you don't need this because only this one is connected to this. That was one thing that you need to know about that. And then the start, let the model define it, the end, let the model define it. So that is that is it for me. So another thing I added was I added additional field. That means the attendees. That means who is attending it. That means whoever booked. I collected the person email address. So I said, okay, let the model define it because the model already knows the person email address or email address. Then it puts it here. So the description of what I said is send the invite to the attendee using the collected email address. So we've already collected the email address. So send the invites to that email address, and that was it. So in the description of the whole thing, that means what's the purpose of the massage, which is let me show you. We have this is the description here, Daniel massage and all that. So that is the description for it. So I wanted it to input that. So that's why I said that it should do that. So I said add the description, let the model be done. So for you to allow the model to automatically define it, all you just need to do is click on this plus sign here, and that's it. The model automatically defines it. So and then the summary, which is add the name of the customer, the service to be offered, and the phone. So basically that is just for that part. So the same thing happens to virtual events. The only thing I'm getting is operation. This I'm changing is operation. That means get many. Then before we did create, now it's get many. And then how many can you get in a row? I said limit should be 50, and should bring back 50 events, but most of them doesn't get 50. So, and then you have the after now, and then 1 week. So that means what is the range of the when it's pulling back the event? What should it pick? So it should pick from now. That is from now and um 1 week plus. So that means it's picking from, let's say someone wants to book an event and he wants to know, oh, is that thing available? It should pick from now. That means from now should be when it should start from. See 1 week after. So check between now and 1 week after those availability there. So that is why I said I use separation now plus 1 week. So that is for that. That means I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. So from now till a week's time, check the number of events that we can pull all the events that are there to know okay which have been booked or which one is still available. And then we have delete booking. The operation is just delete and that is all. Event ID is divided by the model because once it's been gotten from Airtable, we already saved the event ID there. So it's based on that event ID that is able to know which one is deleted. Without the event ID, it can't know which exact booking should it delete. So the event ID makes it know that okay, yes, this is it. So let the model define because it's already given it everything in it once you pull it back from Airtable. So and then the next one is Airtable, and I'm sure I've created too many tutorials on how to get access token from Airtable. So I would not want to waste too much time because I know I still have WhatsApp to explain. So I don't want to waste too much time here. Alright, so the only one, the reason why I explain the others because I don't think I've explained, but I know when it comes to Airtable, almost all my videos have Airtable on how to get the access token for Airtable. So then once you input your access token here, I'm not really good, but let me just do like where you can get it from. So you come to your builders hub, then once you get to your builders hub, then you go to access token, then create a new token, then you choose your base, choose and all that, and then you create an access token for it. So once you input your access token here, you are searching, and from base you choose where it's been. This is my base here, and for my base I have a lot of tables. So these are some of the tables that I have customer information. But which one do I want it to be under? It should be under customer booking. So you choose your base and table. But if you want to use Google Sheet to store your own, then you choose the table that you want in your Google Sheet or whichever other format that you want to save your appointment to. So that is for that. The same thing with update record. So the only changing is the operation there. So create or update the same thing. And then what am I updating? I'm choosing to update the ID. ID is being everything being defined by the model. Yeah. So um, what am I using to match this thing? I'm using the ID, which is okay. They say, oh, what do you want to use to identify what you want to update? So I'm using the ID. The ID is what I'm using to match, as you can see here, and it's being defined by the model because once it goes to Airtable to update it, we already get the ID that is being gotten from the search record. So that's why we need to first search for the record first before updating. So once you search for the record, it brings out the ID of that record, and then once we get the ID, we now use that same ID to update the record. So that's how it works for it. So what we're changing right now is the preferred date. You know the date will be changing once you update it. Let's say the person wants to reschedule. What will change is the preferred date, preferred time. The status will change to rescheduled, and then the event ID. Since we're creating a new one, the event ID will also change. So that is it. So and it takes reminder sense for that. That one I'll explain later when I'm doing the reminder. But that is just an additional thing for it, but it's not very important unless you want to send a reminder, which is not necessary. And then we have the create tool, which from the same time I've explained. So when we are creating a record, we want to send the customer name, phone number, email address, service. Everything is being divided because the model is one that is the brain of everything that has all this information, and then it stores it. If you have the preferred date, the preferred time, and then the status will change to scheduled.
Okay, and now we now have the think tool. That means after the create a record, after we've created the record, the next node is the think node, which basically is more like the let me say a closed space where the agent can think, where it gathers all the information and then goes there to think. So you give it all the information, it goes there to compile everything. So that's the thing. That you said use this tool to think about something. It would not obtain new information or change the database, but just append the thoughts to the log. So that's why I said it's more like combining everything that it has learned to be able to think very well for that. So yeah, that's all for the workflow. I'll be creating, like I said, I'll be creating maybe a drive where I'll be storing everything. I'll only be storing this one since it's the same workflow with the WhatsApp one. So um you can use it for the same thing with WhatsApp. So yes, that is for that's the next thing I wanted to explain is the Vapi, how we build the Vapi. So let's dive right into that. So yeah, this is how everything looks like on the interface for Vapi. We have already explained, we've done the call already, so you've seen this interface before. So first of all, you go to vapi.ai, then you sign up for it, and you come to this interface here. By the time then, you'd already be given an assistant, which is mine was Riley. So I just continue using the name like that. You can create another assistant here, but I was already given after logging in, after signing up. So the first thing you have to do is choose your provider, OpenAI, GPT 4.1, same one I used for n8n. Then we have this option, which this is the three option: assistant speaks first, assistant waits for user, and assistant speaks first to the model generated message. So um, it's either you allow your assistant to be the one to speak first, or you wait for the user, that means the person on the call, to speak first, or you say the model, that means 4.1 GPT 4.1 should be the one to compose the message. That means it can be random. What I mean is everything is not going to be the same thing that is going to say. Is the first caller, what is going to say to the first caller is going to be different what is going to say to the second caller. So for me, I decided to use the first let the agent should speak first, and it has the um fixed message. That means, thank you for calling Aura Beauty Hub. This is Riley, your scheduling assistant. How may I help you today? So that, yeah, definitely that is going to be fixed. So anytime someone is calling, that's the first thing they would hear. I'm sure by the time, if you go back to your beginning video, you would hear this is that same thing. So now we have the step one. Now let me explain the step one for you and why it's very, very important. Like I said before, we were using the same workflow for WhatsApp, the same thing we want to use for Vapi. So if I know I struggle with this a bit, in the sense that I needed to make sure that then it's relaying the same message as it is coming in, is the same way it is going out from n8n. In the sense that I did not want it, I want it to be like a middle ground or a middleman kind of thing, where whatever information you hear, pass it exactly to anything, and whatever information anything give you, that is what you should reply. Do not add any information, do not do anything, because I wanted this to be like you're chatting to someone, but this time it's on phone call. So all you just have to do is relay the message. Don't overthink it so much, because you know when you're having like an agent, the agent is the brain box of the whole. They say it tends to want to do more than it's supposed to, and I did not want that. So I just wanted to just, your job is just to relay the information, and then you can add more to it. The more to it is like okay, hold on a minute, okay, let me get this for you. Okay, that was just adjusted. So let me read out the prompt for you. um they say you are a voice interface for Rabbit Hub. You have zero autonomy. You are a relay between the caller and our backer, like I said. You are prohibited from asking questions about booking, pricing, services, and availability using your own internal knowledge. Because even in this prompt, I did not even give it anything about Rabbit Hub, nothing like that there. Because I just wanted to be, all you just need to do is transfer the information, and that was it. So the good will never confirm our permission, press the details on your own. Every time a user asks a question, make sure your request makes a request. You must call the Rabbit assistant tool immediately. I will explain this assistant tool. Then you must wait for the tool response before giving any caller any information. That means wait for anything to give you a reply before you give us the information. Then operational protocol, user input, animation. So basically this is the prompt for that, and then short and simple. Like I said, I did not want it to do too much. Just send out the message and give it back. That was it. I did not touch anything here. I'll only show you what I touched here. So if you want to change your voice, you can change it from Elliot, because mine, the person speaking was Elliot here, and then you can now use any other voice. Let's say you want a female voice, you can change it to whichever person's voice is there. And then the next one, if you want it to be Vapi, you can change it to 11 labs, or you can choose any of these models here for it. So yeah, that was it. And then I want, for the tool here, this is one thing that I know that you need to choose. You need to come here when you're choosing your tool. After you've created your tool already, then you choose the Oral Beauty. I'm going to show you how to create your tool. This after you created your tool, then you need to make sure that you choose Oral Beauty Assistant here, or whatever you name your tool, because this is the tool that sends information to anything. So it's very important that you create the tool. And then yes, I'm looking for the one that if anything again is important here. I'll just play around with it. I know that was what I did. I could just play around with it to check, okay, which one is okay, which one is not okay, what do I used to do, what do I need to change, and all that. So yeah, um that is all for that. So let's now go to the next one, which is a tool. I know this is one of the most important, and I've seen a video of this Vapi where an MCP was, and you also use a normal creating of tool. But from mine, I just created a tool. So if you want to create a tool, you click on create tool. I chose a custom tool, but like I said, you can use an MCP because I've seen being used. So yeah, that works too. So after you created your tool, that means custom tool. You first of all you name the name of your tool, that is Oral Beauty Assistant. So when you're referring it to in your assistant prompt, you make use of the same name. So the description critical. Use this tool for every single user query. Each message that is being entered there, I make sure that it's the user query. That means I save the user query. You set it during the parameters. I mean, use this tool for every user, single user query. Do not answer any question without calling this tool first. That means the tool is very important. All this tool is what sends the user query to anything. So that's why I said your tool is very important. This is the only way to access the Salon database. So the next thing we are doing here is the parameters. So the parameters is actually just the user query. So as you can see, user query, and then is a string because since it's going to be more of a text, like speaking and all what that is basically in text. So the description is user exact question or request. So that is it. And so I said that if you want to be using a different thing, that means you want it to be your parameter to be different. You can change it. So basically that was just the thing. So whatever message the person is saying, that means user is saying, it's being saved as our user query, and basically that's it. So when it's going to n8n, it sends as user query. If you remember the expression that we used in the beginning, it's always ended with user query. If you remember. So next thing you need to do is the server setting. The server URL is your production URL. Don't forget your webhook production URL, not the testing. It has to be the production, and that's what you input it, and that is all. And you're done with Vapi. So it's not stressful. Like I said, the only thing that you have issues with is the prompting. So just make sure that you get your prompts right, and that is it. When you're done, it's everything. So the next thing you will need to do is your phone number. Like I said, I got mine from this one. I've tested it already with Vapi. Um, that's what I used like a normal phone call to call, and it actually did go well. So, but for the story, I just said to use the inbuilt one to just do it. So you can decide to create your own phone number or add your own phone number. So you can import from Twilio, from FreeVapi. I use FreeVapi number, so that was one I got. So you can decide to use from any. I know the most common one is from Twilio. But like I said, if you just want to test it, you can just get FreeVapi number. You just input the area code that you want, and then that is it. So yeah, that is basically everything for Vapi. I know the many things there. You can check a call log, chat log, and all that. But that is after you want to make this into production, you need all this. But if for testing, you might not really be focused on the call and chat log and all that. So this is how to set up your call agent for booking of appointments, scheduling, and cancellation for Oral Beauty Hub. And then, as you can see, it's not something that's complicated. Everything is much more easier to understand. Okay, so yeah, let's start with the rescheduling of the appointment. Like I said before, this time we'll be using WhatsApp for it. So let's check. So let's say I want to reschedule my appointment. So it's just a continuation of the charts. So let's say, okay, provide the date and time. Um, Tomorrow, or let me say today by 9. may I please confirm your full name? Daniel. Okay, the email address. The email address is daniel@gmail.com. Okay, yeah, it has been rescheduled. So let's check our um, database for us to be sure. Okay, let's check our calendar first. So yes, as you can see, it has moved from there to 9 a.m. As you can see, um, but as you can see here, it has also changed here. 16 9 9 a.m. Then reschedule. You see, it changed to reschedule. Then the new event ID. So yeah, as you can see, the thing moved from that to the 9 a.m. and continuation of the whole thing. So yeah, that was that on it. So okay, so yeah, as you can see, that was the booking of the whole thing. Everything was set, and just like a continuation of the whole thing. And then, even though we were using Vapi before to book it, now we're able to schedule it using WhatsApp, and then we have the new time change to 9 to 9:30, then at gmail.com, and then still the same massage and all that, the same phone number, and also yeah, that was how we're able to fix the whole thing. And then yeah, let me now show you how we built this. I'm not really going to waste too much time here because we're not talking about any of these tools here. We're only talking about how we got the trigger and this messages. So the first thing you have to do is go to your developers.facebook. Then once you get to developers.facebook, I've explained this before, so I might not really be able to explain it in details any longer. After you go to developers.facebook, the next thing you need to do is create an app. So I'm going to show you how to create an app. Um, let me show you that. So yeah, as you can see, this is what I'm using. So you go to create app. Once you sign up and you fill the whole details, you go to create app. Like I said, developer does Facebook. That's where you go to. Then you input your app name. Let's say the app name is tutorial. I'm using that as an example. I will not be doing this, so I'm just going to be showing you. You can choose start with customers through WhatsApp. That means connect to customers through WhatsApp. So but in the other one I used order. So it doesn't really matter. So you can use that's why I show you that this was what I chose order, but you don't really need that. I know right now the best one is just to choose um connect. It's still the same thing actually. And then you choose your portfolio. Don't forget before you need to create a portfolio. And to create a portfolio you need to go to Meta Business. That is let me show you. That is business.facebook.com. That's where you need to go to create your business portfolio. So all you just do is click on this, and then you can see, and then you can create a business portfolio. So all you just need to do is fill this, and you are done. Your portfolio is created already. So you go to business.facebook.com to create your portfolio account, and that is it. So and once you choose your portfolio, let's say I choose this now, then next, and then you just go to dashboard, and that is it. But because for this tutorial video we'll not be creating that, since it's just me just showing you how to create. So let's go back to our app that we created. So yeah, the first thing we need to do for your trigger, um let me go back to WhatsApp. I just want to show you how to trigger your WhatsApp. So the first thing you need to do is connect to your trigger, that is your WhatsApp trigger, and what you need is your client ID and client secret. So let me show you how to get this. I'm sure to get the WhatsApp trigger node, you just have to just come here, WhatsApp Business Cloud, and then you go to the trigger, and then you choose on messages. So that is all. So we say client ID and client secret. That's what we're looking for. So let me show you how where we got that from. So you go to your app settings and you go to basic, and then this is your app ID and your app secret. So you click on show, and then you copy and paste, and that is it. So once you click on connect, your app ID, your app secret, and that's it. Like I said, go to basic, and then that is it. So for you to get to your the next thing you need to do is your send message. I told you these are the only thing I've explained the other tools before, so then you connect it is quite different from that. Your access token, you can generate your access token. I know in the previous video, when I was talking about the Instagram, I showed a way of how to extend your token, because the one I'm using right now is for 60 minutes, that's 1 hour. But if I want to extend it, I know if I can maybe in the next tutorial video I'll be making about WhatsApp account, I'll show you how to create it, extend your access token forever, and how to extend it for close to 3 hours if you don't want to extend it forever, because I know you need to submit some stuff for it to extend it forever and verify some things. But if you want to also continue for like 2 3 hours, in my tutorial video when I was talking about Instagram schedule posting, I explained how to extend your Instagram token. So it's the same way too that you can extend for WhatsApp for that. So that is for it. So like I said, you can to create your send message trigger, access token and your business account ID. So your account ID is from here. This is where it's got. I've already explained how to get your access token. So how to get your access token is let me show you. So yeah, you go to API testing, then you generate access token. As you can see, it's going to be for 60 minutes. That is 1 hour. Yeah, and then you choose your test number, the number that you want to use. So you input your number here. That means the number that you want to use to receive. That means to test your WhatsApp. You need to send a message. So this is the number that you input here. So that is for that, and that is all. So once you're done with that, you create your access token. Then for the business account ID, this is it here. You can get it here. You just copy this here. That means from here. That is your WhatsApp business account ID, and then you get your access token from here, and then you connect it, and that is all for that. So once you're done setting up your access token and your business ID, everything is good to go. Like I said, if you're testing it and you're using that 60 minutes, so that means you need to generate it every 60 minutes. If not, once it expires, it will show error. So you can extend it for the 2 hours time, or you can leave it like that. So the next thing you do is send. The operation will be send, as you can see. Then you have your test number. It automatically come there once you connect it. You only have one test number. Or if you're using a real phone number, it also show there. Then you have the recipient phone number. That is, you drag and drop the person's phone number from there. That means from the WhatsApp trigger node, you drag the person's phone number. There's no live. Yeah, so you drag the phone number there, and then the message type is text, and the text body is the output for the agent. That means the agent, you drag and drop the text output for it. So I just dragged the output here. The recipient number was from here. That means this from here. That's what I dragged here, and basically that is it. So basically that's how you set up the WhatsApp trigger, and then you can also use it to ask questions about the brand. Let's say FAQ and all that. It also give you the same answer. Like if I go and say what are the services you offer? I'm just showing you an example of how you can use it for SAQs. So as you can see, at beauty oral beauty we offer a course manicure pedicure. So it's based on the prompting that we did that we're able to get this whole thing. So you can use it to also generate preview and also FAQ, then book an appointment, and also your ask questions about the brand. So basically that is the whole thing that you want to have. So yeah, so that's how you build for WhatsApp. and then I've explained the Vapi part. So as you can see, both of them are linked together, the same thing. You can use Vapi to book, and then you can reschedule with your WhatsApp. Or you can use WhatsApp to book and reschedule with your Vapi, still the same thing. So you just an identifier to know that okay, what are you using to identify this and all that, and that is all for that. So yeah, um, thank you very much if you actually learned a lot from this video. I'm sure the one here is to send a reminder. I really don't want to dive into it because it's just something that I did. Like every day you should check to send a reminder to those that are having the appointment a day before. You can also input that to your own because I know that if I wanted to deploy something like this, I will need to send a reminder every day. The real thing is that I already have an open window of 24 hours per day, so that means I can't send a message like that twice to the person without the person initiating the message based on meta policy. It has to be once in a day, that is 24 hours window. So if I'm sending this message, it has to be that and the person hasn't initiated any message before. I only have just one um time to send this message. I can't send it twice. If not, it becomes like I've broken the rule. Yeah, and I've charged for that. So I can only send the message once per day, and then or I can only send it most of the time if it's the person that initiated the conversation. Like the way we're doing, if I initiated the conversation, it doesn't count. So yeah, basically that's just how you build a voice and chat and WhatsApp or chat AI agent using the same workflow with only the trigger and the same message. Reply messages changing, every other thing remain the same. So it's quite easy to fix. You don't need to go through so much stress setting it all over again for a different purpose. Or you just need to just change one or two things, and that is all for that. So yeah, and I noticed something too. In your Postgres chatbot, you need to change this. I know it's the different thing for the webhook that is for call is we use the webhook ID here. Yeah, you need to use the WhatsApp ID for this. So just look for WhatsApp ID, a unique. It's always there. You drop down here, so you check for WhatsApp ID and then you drag and drop it here, and that is it. So thank you for watching channel. And if you did gain one or two things, I would appreciate if you can like, subscribe, and yeah, I look forward. And if you have any question, can you drop it in the comment section? And I'll also drop the link to where you can get the file um, from the Google Drive. Yeah, because that's the thoughts in my head right now. But any question, but I will definitely drop it before in the comment in the description of the YouTube video. So thank you very much, and do have a lovely day ahead.